All right, thanks. Good afternoon, everyone, and Happy New Year. Happy 2025 at Area 58, Carver, Plimpton, and Halifax, Massachusetts. I just did my first Eastern show in 2025 at my other location, and now I'm here again. So welcome 2025, more great topic time episodes. We're starting with a great one tonight. Now in my 15th year. Of course, before we get to her, I got to read these incredible underwriters, and then we will commence per usual. So we have good old Dave's Automotive right up the road in Route 58 here in Hanson. We have New England Floorscapes in Middleborough. We have the Cornerstone Barbershop in Pembroke. We have Countertops Express in North Attleboro, experts in the installation and removal of quartz and granite. We have Comfort Upholstery in East Bridgewater. We have Manny's Auto Repair in Taunton. And we have D&S Auto Works and Collision Specialists in Abington, also up the road here on Route 58. And I want to thank you guys very much. And now I have this, well, she's a filmmaker. I believe she's an actress. And the director we're going to talk to, her name is Mirtha Vega. And she's a Cuban-American woman. And she's in LA. Is that right?
Actually, I live in Northern California near Berkeley, but I'm moving to Massachusetts shortly.
Okay. No, I have a quick question, and I know it's a serious thing. Were you affected at all by those awful wildfires today?
Oh, no. I live in Northern California.
No, in Southern California. That's right. Yeah, okay.
That's in Southern.
But, well, all the news
Thank
people,
God.
I know exactly. All the news people
Terrible.
The weather people were saying it could spread north, to Montana, and I figured if it spreads north, it could spread north to you too. So hopefully,
Harrison, when it's your turn to go, you're going to go.
Very pragmatic about it. I know. So far, I only see 2 people pass. That's amazing. I saw the live news footage this morning on Fox.
Yeah.
It was terrible. It was catastrophic to say the least. But all right, well, we must live our lives as we do. And we're going to look at a clip of one of your trailers. Now, you made a film in Massachusetts called Dystopia 2050, correct?
No, not at all. This will be my first film in Massachusetts. Okay. I have a film on Amazon Prime that's called The Human Solution that was shot in the UK. Okay. And I have another first film. It was a thriller, and it was shot here in San Francisco. So no, there is no, this new film is a dystopian thriller with a positive ending. So it's very fast paced. It's kind of like dystopian stories that give us another reality, but it's just to get the film industry back on its feet. Okay. So many of my people, my friends in Massachusetts that are in the film industry are enormously creative and talented and have no jobs. Wow. So I have committed to bringing my projects to Massachusetts, which is why I'm moving to Massachusetts. But I fell in love with Massachusetts when I was a kid. Okay. I had a ballet scholarship and I spent it on the island of Nantucket. And after that, I spent about a month traveling around the state, and I fell in love with the state. I just love the work ethic. The people are amazing. And I committed to coming back to Massachusetts. And so it's taken me a few years to come back, but here I am.
You're not back yet. You're still in California.
Oh, I've been back. This is where we shot the trailer. I have an amazing team put together for this new film. Okay. And I have 10 more projects that I'd like to shoot in Massachusetts. So we are going to be working with that same team and expanding. Okay. And the thing is, I want to give jobs and opportunities. We're hiring locally exclusively.
Sweet. Okay.
So it's lots of job opportunities. The Film Commission already knows about this film. I just, my whole thing is I really believe in the state. I love the artistic community, and I want to create opportunity.
Okay, so, I understand. Now, are these scripts that you wrote yourself?
Yes, I'm the writer, director, producer.
Did you act in them as well?
Oh, no.
Well, sure, we want to weed out all the information. So, are you an actress as well or not? I mean, have you done acting at all?
No, I used to be a professional ballet dancer. Okay. And a model, but that's in another life.
Well, I don't know about that. You still look pretty good to me.
Oh, thank you, Harrison. It's very kind. But no, I like being behind the camera, and
I
there's
understand.
a lot
All
of
right.
talented people that go in front of the camera.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, you want to talk about the projects you've done in Massachusetts and explain about the tax breaks and all the,
Well, I haven't done any project in Massachusetts yet.
well, you
This-
haven't done anything yet. Okay.
Well, I shot the trailer. You're just going to see a little clip from it.
Yep.
And the trailer is called a proof of concept. When people
Okay.
are looking at a film, they want to see how the camera is going to be, how the actors look, and stuff like that. So these are two actors that we may or may not use for the final film.
Okay. These are the
But,
two girls outside you're talking about, right?
Yeah, two
Okay.
girls outside. And basically, this story is about a girl that has led a sheltered existence and is set out on a mission to find her father's killer.
Wow.
So you're going to see her and her bodyguard talking about the mission. And it's a very casual conversation. But the way I have it structured now, and the reason I wanted to come on your show, besides the fact that you're a great guy, obviously, is
Obviously.
because there's an opportunity. With the fiscal year coming to an end soon for Massachusetts-based businesses, anybody that donates any amount of money to the film gets 100% tax write-off.
Oh, okay.
The reason,
Go ahead.
the reason is my film is fiscally sponsored under a 501c3.
Okay. What is
It gives
that?
100% tax rebate.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody wants to give $5, somebody wants to give 100, somebody wants to give 1,000. Somebody's got a big business that's looking for a tax write-off. And let's face it, let me put it to you this way. The IRS always takes its pound of flesh.
Oh, yeah.
And as a business owner, I know how important it is to have a write-off. So this opportunity not only supports Massachusetts and supports Massachusetts arts, you're still going to have to give that money to the IRS. So give us a little bit of it and give the rest to the IRS.
Okay.
And this is an amazing way to contribute to the community and also hopefully make you feel good about doing something.
Absolutely. Okay. So when you finally did you say you did? I'm trying to structure this accurately. You said you didn't shoot the trailer. You said you shot the trailer in Massachusetts.
Okay. That trailer was shot in Massachusetts last June.
Okay, but
But what happened? What happened is,
Yep.
there was a very people were really busy, things with the election and yada yada.
Right.
And we have 3 producers on the project, myself, another very talented woman,
Okay.
and an older lady that had created the Massachusetts tax rebate and
Okay.
was very famous in the film community. She passed away November, a few days after the election.
Okay.
She was a giant in the Massachusetts film industry, and her loss was so huge that it's taken me a while to think, do I want to make the film? Do I not? And now I've decided we're going to make the film and we're going to dedicate it to her.
Do you want to name? Do you want to say who she is? It's up to you.
Her name is Carol Patton.
Okay.
She's very famous.
I know. Yeah, did she have a spy that magazine?
Yes.
Oh,
Imagine.
yes. We've
Yes.
spoken before.
She was
I
a
didn't know about that.
fantastic, generous, talented, kind, loving. So I like to say that she's the little angel of this project.
Right, exactly.
And the other producer that I have with me is also very famous. Her name is Alicia Orsini.
Okay.
She's very famous in the community. She's one of these people that, this is one thing I love about Massachusetts. It's very much of let's get it done kind of attitude, very hardworking. I just love that. It's kind of almost like Rosie the Riveter.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
We can do it. We can do it. And I love that because I come from Cuba. I lived through a revolution. And when you live through a revolution, nothing gets you down.
Wow.
So I love working with people that have that kind of attitude. We can do this.
Okay, and on that note, we're going to watch that. We're going to watch that clip that you just described, and then we're going to come back and talk about it. So,
okay,
we'll be right back.
Honestly, I'm having a tough time believing Dad let such terrible things happen. Under his watch, too. He was always so good to me.
That's what you gotta hold on to, no matter what anyone else says. I'll see you a lot on this trip. It'll be an adventure. You'll have a great time.
It felt really weird when I left the penthouse. All those buildings, the noise. But here, there's peace. It's wonderful. What's it like back home for you?
I was recruited at 15. My parents were dirt poor. I barely remember them or anything else. It's funny how that happens. Being in the Corps is tough, but it means everything to me.
You're truly committed, aren't you?
100%. I live to serve the New World.
Cool. I feel so safe with you.
Thanks. It means I'm doing my job.
I think we're doing the right thing by meeting with this doctor.
I'm only here to protect you. My opinion doesn't matter.
To me, it does. Please, tell me.
Do whatever your heart tells you.
And if I don't know what that is?
We'll look for her. Along the way, you'll know.
Polly and Freddie were right. She won't come with us.
Why do you say that?
I'd never want to be surrounded by guards carrying weapons. Not if I could help it, anyway. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way. I do want to meet her. Kind of curious. But I won't force her to return. No matter what our mission is.
Now, what I want you to do, tell me what inspired you to write it. Obviously, we already discussed what it was about, and just describe, elaborate on your genre of style of writing for films as well, as long as we're on the subject, if you don't mind. That would be great.
Every single one of my stories is different. And I like to write thrillers, horror, very few dramas. I like stories that engage the viewer. So you don't just go and eat popcorn mindlessly. You actually think about, how would I react if this happened to me? Would this be the right? I mean, I like movies that make you think, but get you into the action.
Exactly. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. And you can really taste. It's fun to really chomp that popcorn when you're thinking about who the murderer is, right? Yeah.
The goal is to spill the popcorn because you're so nervous.
Okay, well, that's another way to go.
Yeah.
I have memories of actually eating a huge vat of popcorn back on April 18th of 1970, watching the film Let It Be. There was the Beatles.
Yeah.
Cinema in Brockton, Massachusetts. I don't know if you've ever been. Have you not been to Massachusetts? You have been here. You've been in the Nantucket.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've been there. Now, there's a lot I don't know yet, but it's going to be my new home, so I'm very happy about it. So I have lots of time to figure it out.
Well, do you have? Well, you already have a place, and you know where you're going to live in?
No, I don't. I'm looking at different places, but I think I'm going to take my time to finally figure out where, because there's so many nice places. And I'll tell you something, the people in the Northeast are so nice.
Okay.
I think they're really straightforward. I I don't know. There's something about it that I really love. Like people, I lived in New York and loved it there too. And people always say, "How could you live in New York?" I said, "People are so nice." And
Okay.
I don't know. I just like the Northeast attitude.
Okay.
It's like really cut and dry, but they're really good people, you know?
Just curious, what's the weather like out there today where you are?
It was 30 in the morning.
Oh, okay, same as
And
here then.
typical California, it's now like 58.
Oh, that's
And
beautiful.
then it's going to be 30 again tonight.
Yeah, okay. Well, right now it's about 10 degrees outside where I am. I know I suppose you can't really compare weather to people. I mean, you can, but
No.
obviously it's the people that make or break the neighborhood.
Well, I used to live in Colorado and I'm used to snow. I'm not used to as much ice as you get over there,
Yeah,
but
I know.
I'm sure I'll figure it out. You know, everybody does.
Right.
And, you know, I mean, weather doesn't affect me as much as it does a lot of people. A lot of people get depressed when it's gray. And I just think of it as another great opportunity to start writing another project.
Of course, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, so what do you? All right, now let's go back to your history a little bit. You grew up in Cuba. How
No, I came over when I was 5.
Okay, that would have been my next question. How old were you when you came over?
Yeah.
And when you moved to the U.S., number one, what was the reason for it? And number two, where did you migrate to? What part of the U.S. at that
The
time?
reason was the communist revolution.
Okay, so I'm guessing it was the 50s that it happened, or the 60s.
You know, it was right after Castro came in, or mid 60s around there. But
Yeah, okay.
my family knew the American ambassador, and we were able to get out. We were one of the lucky ones. So
Okay.
we are what is called political immigrants, not boat people.
Well, of course, it's much better to be that than the former.
Well, I mean, sometimes you don't have a choice, but we were very lucky. I
Yep.
had one blouse on my back and one doll, and the doll broke the minute we landed at Miami International Airport.
Oh, that's too
So
bad.
for years, I had nothing. But you know what? You learn to appreciate what you do have. And that's the thing is like with filmmaking, you make do with what you have and you make it shine. So I feel like my upbringing got me ready to be a filmmaker.
I have a suggestion now. Being that you're a Cuban American, what about the possibility of writing a political thriller about Cuba and doing like a historical
I have
active piece on it? Just an idea. I don't know if that might be
I
something
have a murder mystery set in pre-revolutionary Cuba.
you already do. Okay.
I have at least I have 10 more projects I want to shoot, maybe 20.
Okay. Wow.
So yeah, I've been very, very busy working.
So basically, you write scripts, right? I mean, these are scripts that you've already written that you still
Oh, yeah.
have. Wow.
Oh, yeah. And the thing is, I'd like to shoot the story, the murder mystery in Cuba. And because I always do things legally, I'm waiting until things get a little better.
Okay.
I've been once over there
Waiting until
legally.
Cuban cigars are legal here, right?
I'm sorry?
Waiting until Cuban cigars are legal in the United States.
I don't deal with any of that.
Oh, good. Yeah.
None of that.
think so.
None of that. If it's
Okay.
illegal, I don't touch it. How's that?
I get it. Cool. You're
Yeah.
a straight shooter. That's wonderful. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I speak 8 languages. I lived in Europe. And so I have a facility for working anywhere, which is lucky. But
Yes.
I'm very fortunate that I feel so much at home in Massachusetts. It's a beautiful state. People are great. People are very talented. They have the arts there is so inspiring to me. And so this is where I'm going to be building my community, my films, and hopefully they will be well received. I have a great team, so it can't be them. It's got to be me. So
do you have a family out there? Do you have children,
No.
husband? Okay.
I have 2 grown daughters. They're doing
Okay.
very well. One is in London, married, going to have children one day, I think. I don't know. The other one, I have a granddaughter, and my daughter here in California, she's married too. And so both my kids are great. And then mom's the black sheep because she's the artist.
Okay. Yeah. Well, do your kids do anything in films and acting at all?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, I have one that is in a school teacher,
Okay.
and my other daughter is in tech, and she's getting her master's degree at Oxford.
Oh, that's in London, right?
Yeah, right outside of London.
Right outside of London, right? I know.
So yeah, so it's a little different from working in film.
Yeah, I guess it is. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So how do you go about gathering actors for your films? I mean, you audition them online, or do you reach out in person?
My other two films, the one on Amazon Prime that's called The Human Solution, and my first one that was shot in San Francisco called Tryst, I auditioned the actors. But for this one in Massachusetts, I've picked some actors already, but the rest I'm probably going to go through a casting agency in Massachusetts.
There's plenty of them.
Oh yeah.
Are you affiliated with any
like I said, I want, for example, we have two. I mean, to give you an example of the cast we already have on this film, we have a man called John Mertz, who is an incredible talent. We have Allison Wachtler. She's a huge actress, and these are all Massachusetts-based actors.
Okay.
And I also have the last living member of the Platters as one of my actors.
That's not Lou Reed, is it?
No. He created a spoken word song, an original song for the film already.
Okay.
And very generous. His name is Billy Cox.
Okay.
And we already have, of course, we have an original music, a composer that based in Massachusetts. Everybody has many jobs as possible, maybe with the exception of myself, but I'll be in Massachusetts and another person. Everybody will be local.
Okay, I understand.
The whole thing for me is that's why I'm asking for businesses to come forward and hopefully help us, because they get 100% tax write-off.
Okay.
And we're creating opportunities for the community.
Do you want to name the composer in Massachusetts?
I don't think anybody knows her that well. Her name is Grace Mary Burega.
Okay,
she's very young. She's very good. I have so many talented people on this film already. I'm just so thrilled to have them. So I think it's going to be a wonderful film.
Okay, I'm sure it will be.
Oh, we need a support of the community. Come on, get that tax write-off.
Do you do behind the camera? Do you work the cameras in the films, and do you do editing?
That would be the director of photography's job.
Okay.
That would be the editor's job. Film is a collaboration, is like building a village.
It is. That's what I'm trying to find out.
Okay, I work with every specific department.
Okay.
Like when we build set, I work with production design. When we talk about costume, I work with costume. It's emanating from the story.
Right.
And we have this big team, and we all work together to ensure the vision goes into one.
Okay.
It's a beautiful process, and the people are incredibly talented. So, I mean, the director of photography and I have been working for months on this.
Okay.
Breaking down the script, analyzing how we want the shots to look, how everything should be looking. Every single aspect, like set design, we're going into how does this scene want to look? What colors, what's the feel of the scene? I mean, sound, everything takes its own special time.
Exactly. All right. Well, Mirtha, you've done it. Just so you know, we're now on to 5 minutes. I hope you had fun talking to me. I hope you asked good questions. I
loved it. I loved it. Please tell everyone. And I'm going to also be reaching out, if you don't mind, Harrison, to your underwriters. Maybe they have tips for me to see who.
Well, don't worry. They'll all see the show. So.
Yeah, to see who, if they know of anybody.
And most of these are regulars too. They underwrite most of they underwrite me.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, of course, because they love you, because you're awesome. But I just feel so committed to giving back to the community.
Okay.
This is a chance for them to not give the IRS everything and contribute to the arts in Massachusetts.
Okay. All right. What I want you to do in the remaining time, if you don't mind, is give a few shouts out to people if you want to. It's up to you, but because a lot of people are going to see the show when we share it online after it's done in about a week or two.
I just want to give shout outs to everyone that has stuck with me on this project and believed in it and fallen in love with the story, and everyone that's had the courage to work through the loss of Carol Patton. And, we are all grieving for her. That's why we're dedicating it to her. I just want to give a shout out to the people of Massachusetts for being so amazing. And I'm really looking forward to being a part of that great state.
Okay. Yeah, me. I mean, I'm happy to be a part of it. And if you have any actors that you can think of that might be a great guest for me, send them my way.
I definitely will. Well, I mean, I'll bring it up to them for sure because
That'd be
we
great.
have.
They'll all see this. I'm guaranteed that. We'll just share it. All right, listen, I have one last favor to ask. We're about to wrap the show up. You let my tech guy, and we'll make sure we get your email address the way you want it. I'll write it on I'll put it in the graphics. Will you stick around and let them take a picture for Facebook, and I'll tag you in it, and you can tag me as well.
Okay, Harrison, are we still live? We're being recorded?
We're being recorded.
I just want to give everybody my email. I know it's going to appear as a graphic, but if anybody, please get in touch because I'm happy to send you materials and answer questions about how this 100% tax write-off works.
Okay.
My email is The Rebuilding, TheRebuilding, which is the name of the film, The Rebuilding.
Okay.
The number 1 at gmail.com.
Very easy. All right. All right. Great job, Mirtha. And we're going to wrap the show up. More great shows coming up next week and on future weeks, topic time. So I don't know if it's happening or not.